this video I want to go over how to solve radical equations. And the big thing that you have to know, they're pretty simple to solve, but the biggest thing that I think is different about these is that you're going to end up with two solutions, and one of them is most likely going to be what's known as an extraneous solution, or a solution that doesn't actually work if you plug it back in. And I kind of want to explain why that is and how to solve them. Okay, so let's take this very simple example here. If I have the square root of x is equal to 6 and the square root of negative square root of x is equal to 6. If you wanted to solve these for x, the natural thing would be to take the square root of both sides, okay? And then in this case, I would get x is equal to 36, okay? And in the bottom case here, the negative, I would also solve it by squaring both sides. And you would get x is equal to 36 again, okay? What I want to point out is that if you're given something like this, when you square it, you lose information. I don't know if this is the answer to the top problem or the bottom problem. I don't know if the original had a negative or not, or a positive in front of it. So the big takeaway here is when you square something in the process of solving, you're losing information. You're losing that plus minus information. It's actually going to give you both solutions for the plus case and the minus case, and you're going to have to check to see which one works. Let's go through it if that's what's confusing. Let's go through an example. Okay, I have the square root of 3x plus 18 is equal to x. A nice first simple example. And in the first step, we're going to lose information because we're going to have to square both sides. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to square both sides. Okay. On the left, I get 3x plus 18. And on the right, I get x squared. Now, we don't know. It would give us the same thing if this was a minus here. Okay. And by squaring it, now it's going to give us two solutions, right? Because this is a quadratic now. Okay, if we wanted to solve, we can push everything to the right side, and we'll get x squared minus 3x minus 18. And we just have to factor this. I think it's going to be 6 and 3, and the negative is going to be the bigger number. Okay. So, our two solutions, I'll just write this really quick. Our two solutions are x is equal to negative 3 and x is equal to positive 6. Okay. Now, if we got two solutions, however, there's only one that's going to work for this problem, so we have to check. Okay, let's do a little check here. If I take the square root of 3x, let's check the first number, negative 3 first. 3x times negative 3 plus 18 is equal to negative 3. Let's see if this is going to work. Okay, so right off the bat, this is going to be a negative 9 plus 18, so it's going to be 3 is equal to 3, or negative 3, sorry. Does this work out? No. So negative 3 is not a solution to this problem. Negative 3 is not a solution to this problem. It's called an extraneous, I hope I'm spelling this right, solution. Okay, meaning, we got that solution out, but it doesn't actually solve the problem. All right, let's check 6 really quick, okay? So we're going to have 3 times 6 plus 18 is equal to equal to 6. Okay, so this is going to be 18 plus 18, which is 36. The square root of 36 is 6. So this checks out. 6 is our only solution. Okay? And the reason why we got two solutions is this first step, we lost info here. Okay? We lost this plus or minus info. Now, if you wanted to alter this original equation to have both solutions work, all you'd have to do is put a plus and minus in front of this radical, and that would actually give us both solutions would work, okay? Because that's the information that we lost, whether it's plus or minus. Let's do another example. Okay, this one's slightly harder. We have to probably square twice in this example, and I'm just going to pick an arbitrary radical to move to the right. We have to isolate one of them in order to square it. If we were to just square the left side as it is right now, that's foiling, and we don't want to do that. We just want to square the radical. So we have to do it individually. So I'm going to move the one with the negative sign in front, and I'll get x minus 5 is equal to 3 plus radical x minus 8. Okay, good. Now, this is where we're going to lose the information. We're squaring. Okay? Right there, loss of information. We don't know whether that x minus 5, the radical of x minus 5 was plus or minus. Don't know. Okay. So, on the left, we have a regular old x minus 5. On the right, this is foiling. First, 3 times 3 is 9. Okay? Outside is, 3 radical x minus 8. Inside is the same thing, so I'm going to make that a 6 here. And last, okay, so that's going to be the square root of x minus 8 times the square root of x minus 8, or the square root of x minus 8 squared. Those are inverse operations. We're just going to get x minus 8 here. And I put it in parentheses to kind of highlight that. But you don't need the parentheses. Okay, so now we're not done. We have another squaring to do, right? So let's push everything to the left side, leave that radical on the right, and then square. All right, so what are we going to move over to the left as far as numbers are concerned? That's a 1. We're going to move over a 1, so it's going to be, what, a negative 1? So this is going to be negative 6. And we're going to it's going to be 2x, right? Is that right? No. Oh, these drop out. Interesting. Okay. So we have a negative 6. Is equal to 6 square root x minus 8. All right. So you can do two things here. You can square the right with the 6 there, or it happens to be divisible by this happens to work out nicely. So let's just divide out, and we'll get negative 1 is equal to the square root of x minus 8. Take the square of both sides, losing information here. Okay, so on the left, it is just a 1, and on the right, it's x minus 8. Okay, now we're going to add a 8 to both sides, and we get x is equal to 9. Let's do a check here. Okay, so we have 9 minus 5 minus the square root of 9 minus 8 is equal to 3. Well, 9 minus 5, that is 4. So this is 2 minus 9 minus 8. That's the square root of 1. Ooh, this is not going to work out. This is a 1. Okay, so 3 does not equal 1. So this problem actually has no solution, okay? So even if 1 pops out, magically 1 just popped out, not 2. However, this solution didn't work. There's actually no solution to this problem. So you always have to check, even if 1 just appears and you think, oh, well, there's just 1, I don't have to check. You do have to check, okay? Because there's actually no solution to this equation here.